Greetings and salutations. This is Akirishin. In this video, I will be featuring the much asked for Mikoyan-Gurevich MiG 15bis Russian fighter. Many of you have expressed great interest in this aircraft. As you know, I have recently been featuring the Yak-30 Russian fighter, which is an extremely maneuverable aircraft. The MiG 15 has good maneuverability. Not high maneuverability, not very high maneuverability, but good maneuverability in horizontal turns. It is a high altitude performer. As you can see in the description, it is very effective in intercepting aircraft at high altitude. But it does have a vulnerable engine, and it does often catch fire. It sports two 23mm cannons and one 37mm cannon. To hopefully improve upon the good maneuverability, I have, of course, as I usually do with fighters, you all know this from previous videos I've done, I have upgraded with Control Surface 4, which increases maneuverability in the turns by 3%, as well as Lightweight Airframe 4, which increases maneuverability in all axes by 3%. This aircraft's greatest strength, like many fighters, are its guns, and so to accentuate that, I have gone with Gyroscopic Gun Sight 2, which increases your accuracy with the cannons by 10%. That's very useful. Normally, I would put high explosive ammunition for these cannons. However, some of you have expressed concern over the use of gold consumables, gold ammunition, so I have gone, for the purposes of this video, with the universal ammunition, which is a balance between fire chance and crit chance. In contrast, the high explosive has almost no chance of fire, but a very high chance of critting. To deal with the propensity for this aircraft to catch fire, I have equipped the manual fire extinguisher. Again, I have gone with the non-gold version of this. There are gold versions of each one of these consumables, but I have gone with the non-gold version for purposes of this video only. Normally, I would equip the gold. It does have a vulnerable engine, as I mentioned before, so I did go with pneumatic restarter, which repairs a damaged engine. And actually, I see that is used manually. Now, the gold versions of these consumables are automatic. You do not have to do anything to activate them. They just activate automatically when it's the gold version. And I have gone with reinforced control surfaces, which greatly increases maneuverability when you're in that close-in dogfight that you just need that little bit of edge. Now, one of the main differences between the standard and the gold consumables for these items is that the standard has a 90-second cooldown, whereas the gold has a 60-second cooldown. So just so you're aware of that. So pilot skills wise, I had 2 points with this particular pilot, and so I went with aerodynamics expert because it does accentuate our lightweight airframe and our control surface adjustment by a whopping 40%. So that's really significant. I also normally would go with the aerobatics expert, but I would say that you would be better off getting the aerodynamics expert because it does improve multiple skills that are upgrades that you already have, and by 40%. So that's pretty significant. All right. So stats wise, your optimal airspeed is 660 kilometers per hour. So it's a medium fast aircraft, not a very fast, but medium fast. Optimal altitude is 2,800 meters. If I remember correctly, the ME-262 HG3 German fighter jet, has a 2,500 meter optimal altitude, so this really truly is a climber. All right. So paint schemes, I really like some of the paint schemes on this particular aircraft versus some of the other Russian jets. You see that this is the summer, it looks very sharp, especially with the red star. Winter, you were seeing through most of this video so far. Desert, not bad. I kind of prefer smaller patterns, but this doesn't look too shabby. And this is probably my favorite, the marine paint scheme. Kind of like that. That blue really makes the red star pop. Let's take a look at the cockpit here. If we go to the home screen, it might be easier. Kind of hard to get that view. Okay. So let's get into a battle here, and you can see how the MiG 15 performs. Hopefully I will do it justice. Okay, so we have drawn the northern bridgehead, birds of prey map, and we are first going to go over here to this garrison and take out as many air defense aircraft as we can, and then from there we will move on to the air base, which does have a heal component to it, and of course you can also spawn there as well. A lot of times though it's difficult to use that heal component because if it's under attack you won't be able to utilize it. got that nice summer camo.
Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
Alright, so it looks like we have an 8 or 9 second boost, which is fairly reasonable. Can't complain too much about that. We'll go up here and take out this these high aircraft first. It says that's what we do best. Really got to use short bursts with these cannons, as they really overheat easily. So just use the short bursts, be disciplined, trust it.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
Okay, we'll head over here to the airfield. So let's kind of stay as much to the peripheral as we can, rather than get right in the middle of everything. It's good to use this scope with this aircraft if you can, just because since you do have to use short bursts, you want to make them as effective as possible. Using the scope definitely helps. Alright. Gotcha. Got the assistance on that, but not the kill. Die. Gotcha. And we're getting those nice fires with this standard ammo we probably wouldn't get if we were going with the high crit ammo. Alright. Alright, so we want to try to get out of this turning fight here. Not the best situation for this plane. I think we have a fire on him. Behind us. I call these the of these Batman's jets. Okay, so doing well so far. 7 aircraft shot down. Okay, so we'll go with the lowest health.
Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
Just the 262. Actually, let's see here. Oh, should have stuck with him. And he is gone, gone, gone.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over.
Let's go with the slower health target.
Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
Okay. Whew, that was hard work. Alright, so flying start. Effective fire. Thank you very much. Subjugator. Of course, our rank 1 position. And our grade 4 fighter. And a victory. Like those. Alright, so just looking at the after action stats here, 9 aerial targets destroyed, over 3,000 damage to aerial targets. Over 8,000 combat points, over 7,000 XP. And it looks like a MiG 9 was our opposite number with 7 kills. And that was a human pilot. Alright, so you see the strength of the MiG 15. Very fun aircraft to fly. If you're looking for a dogfighter, I still recommend the Yak 30. Now, the one thing this aircraft can do that the Yak 30 does not do as well is climbing up to those high altitudes. But honestly, you're going to have a lot more action low to mid altitude anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get a chance to fly the MiG 15. I think that you will have a lot of success with it.